Hi, this is English with Ali, and today I am going to talk about comparatives. So, comparing one thing to another thing. For example, my dog is cuter than your cat. Or, this car drives faster than that truck. Or, I think my house is bigger. Okay, so those are example of comparatives. So making a comparison between one thing to another thing, or one group of things to another group of things, but it's one to one, all right? So to form a comparative, you use adjectives or adverbs. The easiest way to think of making a comparative is that if it is a short word, you add er to the adjective or the adverb. If it is a long word, you add more in front of the adjective or adverb. So that's the easy way to think of it. So if it's short, fast is a short word. So you would say the dog is faster than the cat. Okay, if it's a long word, beautiful. That has lots of syllables. Syllables are the sound changes in a word. Beautiful. 3 syllables. It's a long word. So I would add more before the word. So she is more beautiful than him. Okay, so that's just the easy way to think of it, but there are some rules. So I'm going to teach you those rules so that you can make a comparison perfectly every time. Let's get started. So there are 2 rules for making a comparison. So the first rule is add an er to an adjective or adverb if it is a 1-syllable word, or if it is a 2-syllable word ending in y. Okay, so when it ends in y, it often makes the e sound. Okay, so let's say that again. So add er to a 1-syllable word or a 2-syllable word ending in y. All right, so for example, smart, you would add er, so smarter. How about light, lighter, and sweet, sweeter. All right, so those are all just 1-syllable words. You add er. That's easy. If it's a y, okay, so a 2-syllable word ending in y, you take off the y and you add ier. So happy goes to happier, or lazy, lazier. Are you with me? So far, so good. If you have an adjective that ends in an e, you just have to add an r to the end of that word. So for example, late, late would be later, right? You could say, she got here later than I did. If the adjective ends in a consonant, vowel, consonant, you need to double the consonant and add er. Okay, so for example, a word like big. B is a consonant, I is a vowel, G is a consonant. Okay, so to make that G a G sound rather than a J sound, you have to double the G and add er. Okay, so big goes to bigger. B-I-G goes to B-I-G-G-E-R. All right. It's a rule that you probably will just see and get used to. You don't really have to know it. Over time, you'll just realize, okay, big turns to bigger with 2 G's, right? Or fit, F-I-T. So turns to F-I-T-T-E-R, fit. She is fit. She is fitter than him. All right. Okay, so that was the first rule. So add ER to a 1-syllable word or a 2-syllable word ending in Y. There were just a couple little things to go with that. The second rule is use more in front of an adjective or adverb with 3 or more syllables. Okay, so this is like a long word. Okay, syllables again are sound changes. So beautiful, happily, those are 3-syllable words. So if you have a word with 3 syllables or more, you add more in front of the adjective or the adverb. So for example, interesting, interesting, that's a 4-syllable word. So you would say she is more interesting than him. Another one, expensive, expensive. That's a 3-syllable word. So that car is more expensive than my car. Beautiful, we talked about before. Beautiful, 3 syllables. So you'd say more beautiful. Comfortable, that's a hard one. Comfortable, it's 3 syllables. I often hear English learners pronouncing it as comfortable, but actually it sounds like comfortable, comfortable. So 3 syllables. My bed is more comfortable than your bed. Okay? Those are the 2 rules, right? Add ER to the small words, add more to the long words. If it is a 2-syllable adjective or adverb, you can choose to use ER or more. So for example, clever, it's a 2-syllable word. You could say, she is cleverer than him, or she is more clever than him. Narrow, the path is narrower at the end. Okay, or the path is more narrow at the end. You can do the same for quiet. Quiet, it's a 2-syllable word. So it is more quiet in the morning than the night, or it is quieter in the morning. All right. So there are some adjectives and adverbs that have an irregular comparative form. So these are ones that you just have to remember. Okay, so for example, good. We do not say more good. We say better. Okay, this food is better than that food. Bad. We don't say more bad. We don't say badder. We say worse. Okay, my vacation was worse than your vacation. And well is also better. Okay, she's not feeling well. She was feeling better this morning. And fun is also an irregular one. We do not say funner. This is irregular because it's a 1-syllable word. We say more fun. We do not say funner. This is a mistake that children always make and some adults make as well. But the correct way of speaking is to say, she is more fun than he is. We do not say funner. We do not say funner, okay? So you just have to remember that one. To use a comparative in a sentence, we have a formula that you can use, and it's very easy. All right, so you'll be able to make comparatives all the time and you'll be super comfortable with it. So for a comparative, you start with the subject, then you have your verb, then you have your comparative adjective or adverb, then you add then, THAN, plus the object of comparison, okay? So subject, verb, comparative, plus then, and then the object you are comparing the subject to. So let's give you a couple examples. The cat is cuter than the dog. So the cat is the subject, is the verb, cuter is the comparative, then is then, and the dog is the comparative object. So the object that you are comparing the subject to. All right? So let's give you another one using an adverb. She swims faster than her friend. So she is the subject, swims is the verb, faster is the comparative, then is then, and her friend is the object of comparison. Let's give another example. This dress is more expensive than that one. Okay, so this dress is the subject, is the verb, more expensive is the comparative, because expensive, 3 syllables, you need to use more. Then, and that one is the object of comparison. So we know we're pointing to a different dress. And let's give you one more example. He talks better than anyone in the class. Okay, so those were some examples. Now I want you to make a comparative using this picture. Okay, and use the adjective tall and compare the man to the woman. How would you say this sentence? So start with the subject. The man is taller than the woman. Great. Let's give you another example, another practice. Okay. So using this picture, I would like you to compare the oranges to the bread. Okay, and talk about how sweet they are. So which one is sweeter? Tell me in a sentence. So you would start with the sweeter object, right? So the oranges are sweeter than the bread. Okay, and you have multiple oranges and you have 2 pieces of bread, but it's okay to compare 1 to 1, right? It's a group of oranges compared to a group of bread. So that's why you would use just a comparison, 1 to 1. Okay, let's give another example. So using the adjective fancy, compare the gray dog's haircut to the orange dog's haircut. So for this, you could say the gray dog's haircut is fancier than the orange dog's haircut. Okay, let's do a little bit more practice. I want you to fill in the blanks with the answer. Okay, use the adjective or the adverb at the end of the sentence. So the first one. So my house is bigger than yours. Don't forget to double the G. Number 2. The red car is faster than the blue car. Perfect. Number 3. She sings more beautifully than her sister. Number 4. This coffee is hotter than the one I had yesterday. Last one. He works harder than anyone else in the office. Good job! So now you will be able to use comparatives and have confidence using them. So the easiest way, there's a few little rules, but the easiest way to think of it again is to just add ER to the small adverbs and adjectives and use more when it's a really long one. All right, don't forget to subscribe and like this video if you liked it. Thanks so much. Have a great day.